You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability.
You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Dalton Township. The board and citizens were looking for accountability regarding their finances, while the township supervisor, Tiffany Henyard, faced accusations of a legal appointment. That's what trustees are calling it, saying the news took them by surprise, and now they're consulting with legal counsel to figure out their next steps. Henyard has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, and her latest public appearance has only added fuel to the fire. In a recent meeting with the residents of Dalton, Illinois, Henyard walked in as if she owned the place, showing no signs of backing down. The town, already reeling from accusations of financial mismanagement, corruption, and general chaos, was on edge. But it wasn't Henyard who seemed nervous, it was the town's residents. They were expecting an apology or at least an explanation, but what they got left them stunned. Several new developments occurred in south suburban Dalton today. First, the state comptroller suspended payments to the village because it failed to follow the law by providing financial reports. Instead of addressing the residents' concerns, or even pretending to care, Henyard did the unthinkable. She humiliated them. With a budget deficit of $2 million hanging over the village, residents were looking for answers. However, Henyard turned the tables on them, claiming they were the ones to blame. That's right, she told the people of Dalton that their financial struggles and frustrations were their fault. As if Dalton hadn't been in turmoil since she took office, Henyard acted like a villain in a movie, no longer even pretending to be nice. The meeting turned into an open display of arrogance as Henyard scolded the residents for their supposed incompetence in managing their community. She insinuated that their poverty and lack of organization were the real reasons for the town's problems, completely dismissing the accusations that she had used public funds for personal luxuries. With Dalton in a financial crisis, the room was filled with tension. Residents who had gathered, hoping for some resolution, instead found themselves the target of Henyard's biting remarks. People were left speechless as the mayor brushed off the accusations like they were beneath her. Henyard seemed unfazed by the growing unrest around her, continuing to act as though she were invincible. And why wouldn't she? Despite everything, she's still standing still, holding her position of power, seemingly with total impunity. This administration is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace, shouted one frustrated resident, reflecting the growing sentiment in the community. The once small murmurs of discontent had turned into loud cries for accountability. But Henyard stood her ground as though no amount of public outcry could touch her. Tiffany Henyard isn't just any public figure. She's managed to stay in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Reports have surfaced linking her to some questionable activities. There are accusations of financial misconduct, lavish spending habits, and, let's not forget, an ongoing FBI investigation for corruption. That's right, Henyard is under investigation by federal authorities, and yet she continues to walk into meetings with an air of untouchability. One particularly jaw-dropping aspect of Henyard's tenure as mayor is her blatant disregard for rules and regulations. She's been accused of using village funds to finance personal shopping sprees at places like Amazon, Target, and Wayfair. Rumor has it that she once spent over $33,000 in a single day on Amazon. Imagine that $33,000 of taxpayer money gone in the blink of an eye, spent on personal purchases. Meanwhile, Dalton's budget deficit continues to grow, but Henyard acts as though everything is perfectly fine. At the latest meeting, Henyard made it clear that she wasn't there to answer questions or engage in meaningful dialogue. Instead, she used the platform to lash out at the very people she's supposed to represent. One witness described the scene as surreal, saying it was like she had no empathy. She just sat there telling us it was our fault, while we're the ones dealing with the mess she's created. Despite the mounting allegations and scrutiny from the FBI, Henyard continues to operate as though nothing can touch her. The list of alleged misdeeds is long. In addition to the misuse of public funds, she's been accused of manipulating village contracts to benefit her inner circle. Henyard has allegedly used her position to intimidate opponents, even going as far as using the local police force to carry out her personal vendettas. Reports indicate that officers have been used as Henyard's personal chauffeurs, escorting her to and from private events, all on taxpayer time. Residents have expressed their frustration, saying, "We need those officers on the streets fighting crime, not driving the mayor around." Henyard has also appointed close allies to key positions within the village, regardless of their qualifications. Take, for example, her recent appointment of a new village administrator, an action many believe was illegal since the previous administrator hadn't even been officially removed from office. But that didn't stop Henyard from pushing the appointment through. As Henyard addressed the meeting, she made it clear that she wasn't there to engage in a discussion. "There will be no comments, no questions. I'm here to address you and tell you what's going on," she declared, further alienating the frustrated residents who had hoped for answers. Perhaps the most troubling aspect of Henyard's behavior is her sheer audacity. Despite being under federal investigation, she continues to attend public meetings, make appointments, and spend village funds with what appears to be zero accountability. It's this sense of invulnerability that has the people of Dolton so frustrated. One resident even shouted, "Just arrest her already. She's a criminal and deserves to be in federal prison." It's a sentiment echoed by many in the room as tensions reached a boiling point. People are fed up, and they're not buying Henyard's attempts to paint herself as the victim. What's even more frustrating for the people of Dolton is that despite all the noise, Henyard hasn't faced any real consequences. Sure, there's an FBI investigation underway, but it doesn't seem to be moving fast enough for the residents. One resident remarked, "Apparently it's not a big deal because the FBI is definitely not interested." This lack of action has left many wondering just how far Henyard can push the envelope before something finally happens. She's proven time and time again that she's willing to fight for her position no matter what it takes. Whether it's vetoing the board's attempts to investigate her or shutting down efforts to audit the village's finances, Henyard isn't afraid to use her power to protect herself. Adding another layer to the controversy, Henyard has also hired high-powered defense attorneys to attend board meetings with her. These aren't just any lawyers, they're known for their aggressive approach in defending clients in high-profile cases. This move has many wondering just how deep this situation goes. Is Henyard preparing for a legal battle, or is this just another power play to intimidate her critics? In an attempt to regain public favor, Henyard has announced a State of the Village address where she claims she will present receipts to prove her innocence. However, she hasn't provided any specifics about these receipts or how they'll clear her name. It's another strategic